Here we are in the boardroom for virtual reality. Now, the boardroom is actually a very interesting room. If you look around you, it actually showcases quite a large conference room. And you have your typical table, you have your seating area, you have your second floor, but most important of all, you have your browser here. Now, with the browser, you have the functionality to be able to access whatever website you can, and it is able to access most sites. Doesn't matter what type of functionality that site has. If it's running special, maybe it's running Flash, maybe it's running something different, it doesn't matter. You can present it here on this board. Now, with that advantage, what you can really do here in the boardroom is have team meetings where someone could come in and present whatever it is that their team has been working on. So we've actually utilized this room for our regular staff meetings, where we discuss our week, our challenges, what we learned, and it's a very interactive meeting because we're all here together and we're actually looking at the person that's talking. They're able to use their hand gestures to really point at what's being done, and it's very immersive. So that's one way to utilize this. Another way to utilize this room is for team building exercises. Now, when you're working remotely, you're very limited to what you can do to develop your team with their collaboration abilities. So with virtual reality, you can really incorporate a lot of team exercises. Maybe it's a word game, maybe it's you have different icebreakers that you do. Whatever the case is, you can handle that here in VR because of the immersive personal interaction. So with that said, I want to now go around the room and give you guys a tour, and we'll go more into detail with exactly what we can do in this area. Now we're going to be giving you guys the tour of the conference room here in virtual reality. So this is the entrance, and once you get into the entrance, you have a good scope of the overall look of the room. So once you walk in, you have on your left here a whiteboard. Unfortunately, this whiteboard is not yet usable. It would be awesome if you can pick these up and start drawing on these boards. However, this platform does not have this functionality, but we do expect it to come on board soon. So let's go ahead and actually start with the upstairs. So this room is broken down into 2 floors. Now, the 2 floors are actually, you have the bottom floor, which is your conference room and your slide or your browser. And then up here, you have a separate level where you can set up a round table. There's another whiteboard that doesn't work. And then you also have another screen here, which unfortunately in the regular room, it does not work. But you can set it up for your own personal room so that both screens do actually work. Now, the advantage to having the second floor and the bottom floor, if you have, for example, a team meeting where the teams need to break up or the departments need to break up into groups and, maybe discuss and then report back, this is a great way to separate the teams. Because what's another advantage here in virtual reality is there's spatial sound. So the further I get from you, the lower my voice gets. So the people over there having conversations won't interrupt the people that are having conversations here. And say, for example, you want to go and quickly let someone know, you can literally walk here to the side of the balcony and actually let the person downstairs know, hey, we're done. Would you like us to come down? So it really makes you feel like you are in a big conference room. So let's go ahead and walk back downstairs, and then we'll discuss what exactly we can do down there. So another part that I want to mention is you have the option to walk in VR, but you also have the option to teleport. So teleporting is actually much quicker. Teleporting is much quicker, and it's easier to move around, but sometimes you miss a lot of things when you are jumping from area to area. Now, down here we have our conference room. The conference table. So the conference table is, as you can see, a lot larger and longer. So you can actually line up about 18 people here around this table very comfortably, and you can actually stack more into the room. The room's capacity is at 70. So if you can have up to 70 people here at the same time, interacting, discussing, watching a presentation, looking into whatever needs to get done. So let's jump from here. Let's go over to this area. Now, this area acts very similar to the upstairs room or the upstairs floor. Now, you also have two whiteboards that don't work. But again, here you can have your team meetings, team project, maybe before a meeting while everyone's gathering. They can have conversations. So you can have separate conversations, separate groups, discussing different topics and socializing before the meetings. And it could get to a point where you have your team members actually signing on a lot sooner, whereas they would maybe sign on later for the meetings, just so they get a chance to interact with one another. So the last part for this room is the main part, which is your browser. So let me go ahead and teleport there. So for the browser, you have multiple functions. One is the presentation of slides. One is access to any website that you need to discuss. Maybe you guys are discussing a competitor's website. Maybe you're discussing a new landing page that you guys have created. Like right here, we have our Singularity Assistant landing page open. So say for example you're discussing about the new design. This is where team members can make comments. And lastly, you can watch YouTube videos. So say you want to have you want to show a video as an example to the team. Maybe you want to have a motivational video that you want to show the team, or maybe you want to have just a video playing music before you start your event. So you can go ahead and utilize this board. Now, with this board and in this room, you do have an interactive laser pointer. So I'm gonna go ahead and go pick that up just to show you guys how it works. Very simple. You can pick it up. Now, in VR, it's very simple. You just grab it and use it. Now, if you are using this in a 2D mode through your desktop, you just have to click on it and kind of works the same way. So with the laser pointer, here's the functionality. It literally acts as a laser pointer. So you're trying to discuss, for example, the logo, you can discuss it with pointing it here. Or you want to talk about, say, for example, this video, you can just point at it. You want to talk about the call to action, whatever you want to describe within the presentation, you can use the laser pointer. The laser pointer's distance goes all throughout the room. So if you want, not much functionality now, but once the whiteboards are functional, you can point to the different areas, or you can assign the teams. So for example, team A, go to whiteboard 1, team B, go to whiteboard 2, whiteboard 3, upstairs, so on and so forth. So you can get really creative with it, with whatever else you can do. If you do come up with new ideas, be sure to comment and let us know.